'cause I'm a fool for your love.
Alright, you guys, so I did prime her eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, which I actually really like. It's definitely different than the P. Louise primer. I thought that they were going to be like dupes for each other, but the Anastasia one definitely dries down a lot more than the P. Louise one. It's not as tacky, and as you can see, it really grabs onto pigment, so I really do like it. But anyways, I'm just packing on that warm brown shade into her crease. I'm using the James Charles palette for this look today. And I'm just really trying to build up that color and then blend it up towards the brow. When I do looks like these, like more dramatic looks, it looks crazy until the end. So obviously that doesn't look very good, but that's because I have to cut the crease and all of that. So I just work on building up the color in the crease first and then blending after. Here I'm just highlighting the brow bone. I'm just taking, any kind of frosty eyeshadow just to highlight the brow bone and then going back in with my blending brush to kind of mesh the crease color and the brow bone highlight together. I hate when the brow bone highlight is just like on a planet of its own and like looks like it's not blended into anything. I like for it to actually blend into the crease color, if that makes sense. So anyways, yeah, I'm just going back and forth, blending. Blending is key, you guys, when you are doing makeup on yourself, clients, whatever. You have to blend. Now I'm just taking a deeper brown color and just focusing that on the outer corner and blending that into the warm brown we already have on the eye. And just kind of meshing these two colors together, but I'm not bringing it as high as the first color, and I am bringing it all the way in because I am doing like somewhat of a half cut crease, so I want that color to be on the inner corner as well, just to add a little bit of dimension. And I am not scared about getting the crease color all over the lid because I am going in with lid color anyway, so it's going to be covered up, and I actually feel like it looks more blended when you just take that color all the way down. And it's not so choppy. Like sometimes if you try to keep all the crease colors in the crease and then cut the crease, I feel like it's just not as seamless as it could be, where if you take that color all the way in and then cut the crease on top of that, I don't know, it just looks better in my opinion. So don't be scared to get the crease color on the lid because it's going to be covered up anyway. Here I'm just taking a small little blending brush. I'm actually using the one by the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collection. It's the smallest blending brush, and I really love this brush for precise blending work. It does such a great job on building up the outer corner and not making the color go all over the place. But now I'm going to cut the crease, and I'm using the Anastasia primer again, and I'm just using... Actually, this is an Anastasia brush. It's like their tiny little concealer brush, and this is great for cutting the crease because it's super duper thin, and you can really get a nice crisp line with it. So I'm just bringing that on the inner corner, out towards the outer corner, but not too far out because I don't want it to be a full cut crease, obviously. Once I have that primer laid down, I'm going to take like a bronzy gold eyeshadow, which was from the Juvia's Place Saharan 2 palette, I believe. And I'm just focusing that on the middle of the eye, and then I'm going to take the lighter gold from that palette. It's more of like a white gold, and put that on the inner corner of the eye. I love these two shades. I love the Saharan 2 palette just in general. If you don't have it, get it. It's such a great palette. And I just love Juvia's Place. So I'm just focusing that color on the inner corner, and then I also fixed up the other eye because as you can see, it was starting to transfer a little bit, which is fine. I just decided to take the eyeshadow up a little bit further so it didn't transfer. Now I'm just cleaning up some fallouts. This is one of the reasons why I don't like clients looking in a mirror when I do their makeup. She's a makeup artist, so she gets it, but there are a lot of people that come to me that never wear makeup or never got their makeup done, and they don't understand the process of makeup. So sometimes people are scared when they see a bunch of fallout underneath their eye. Like, they think I'm either keeping it there or they're just not sure why it's there. But it's just a part of the process, and I always tell people that. I'm just applying a little bit of eye cream underneath there. I just tell people that, like, makeup is a process, and sometimes you look crazy during that process, but I promise it all comes together. So I just wanted to mention that because sometimes people see that fallout and they're like, what the hell is this girl doing? I did apply a winged liner, and now I'm going in with a black eyeshadow, and I'm just smudging out that liner because I wanted it to be a little bit more on the smoky side. By the way, I am using a black eyeshadow from the Too Faced Glitter Bomb palette, I believe, and that is like the best black eyeshadow I've ever used. It is so pigmented, so I don't even know if it's still sold anymore, but I do see it sometimes at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, but I just wanted to mention that because it's such a good black. I'm just taking the Inglot number 77 gel liner. I just have some product on the back of my hand, and I'm just applying it to the waterline with a clean brush. I like to use gel liners on the waterline because I feel like they last a lot longer and they don't really come off. Like, I just feel like they last way better than a pencil. So I like to use the Inglot number 77 gel liner for the waterline. Here I am just going in with a hydrating primer. I believe it was by Tarte. I just wanted to make sure the skin was extra moisturized before I went in with foundation because I was going to be using the Juvia's Place I Am Magic foundation, which is more of a heavy, more matte foundation. So I wanted to make sure her skin was very moisturized before I went in with such a matte finish on the skin. And here I am just color matching her, figuring out what color works best. I'm just applying the foundation with my Makeup Forever foundation brush first. I really love this brush for applying foundation onto the skin, and then I like to use my sponge to just press it into the skin. But that brush is such a good foundation brush. If you like more of like a paddle foundation brush, that one is just perfect. It doesn't really leave streaks or anything. Granted, I'm blending with a sponge and not that brush, but I really love that brush for applying the foundation to the skin initially and then using a sponge. So as you can see, this is a pretty good match for her. I believe I mixed 2 shades, which was maybe Casablanca and Giza. I don't really remember, but yeah, she has more of a warm undertone, so I wanted to make sure that the foundation had more of like a yellowy, somewhat peachy undertone as well. Once I went in with the foundation, now I'm going to go in with the concealer, and I'm just using the MAC Studio Fix Smooth Wear Concealer. I believe it was in NC25. So I'm just going to apply this on the high points of the face and blend it in with my Beauty Blender. I also decided to go in with my Jouer High Coverage Concealer. I highly recommend this concealer. I just wanted to add a little bit of warmth underneath the eye, just so it wasn't so bright, and just a little extra coverage because the coverage in that concealer is so good. I highly recommend. I also decided to cream contour, and I used the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer again in the shade Coffee. That is such a great shade for contouring. I really love it, and it just gives such a beautiful, flawless contour. Definitely recommend that, and I'm just using this Morphe brush to blend it out. I didn't go crazy with the contour because I wanted to go in with powders as well, but just a little bit of cream contour I do feel like makes a big difference in photos, and also just the foundation, just the whole face, I feel like lasts a lot longer. And yeah, I like to work in layers, so I like to get all my creams done and then I'll go in with powders just to really enforce everything and make sure that it's not going anywhere. I did go ahead and bake the T-Zone with the RCMA No Color Powder. I really do like that powder still because it's not super heavy, and you can bake with it, but it doesn't dry out the under eyes or anything like that. And then I use the MAC MSF in Medium Tan just to lightly set the rest of the face. And now I'm going to apply some foam ink lashes from AliExpress, and I'm just applying them to her eyes. And yeah, then we're going to move on to the rest of the face once those are on. The key to applying lashes on clients, if you are new, is just make sure that the glue is tacky before you apply them to the eyes. But now I'm just taking this brush and just dusting away the baking powder very, very lightly. You don't want to press too hard when doing this because you don't want to disrupt the layers of makeup. You just want to lightly get that layer of powder off. And then I'm going to apply some bronzer and just go over the areas that I cream contoured. Now I'm just going in with the peachy blush, and I'm just applying that to the apples of the cheeks. With a small definer brush, I'm just applying the first brown that I used on the crease on the lid, and then I'm just blending it out with a pencil brush and a lighter brown. I'm just taking the light gold that I used on the inner portion of the lid and applying that on the tear duct area just to brighten up the eyes a bit and open them up. Now I'm taking the ColourPop lip liner in the shade Curvy, and I'm just going to line her lips with that. And then I'm taking the liquid lipstick by Buxom in the shade White Russian, and then I'm topping that off with, I believe it was the another ColourPop gloss, but any kind of nude gloss will work. Okay, you guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and let me know in the comments section down below if you would like to see more client makeup tutorials. I will definitely do more of them. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!